Good afternoon. Well, I am down on the far end of the nature trail today and I am looking at our bridge here. So, if you don't know, back in September we had a herd of cows that escaped from a local field and they came through our grounds and they did a fair amount of damage. Now, I've repaired the rest of the damage on the grounds. It's only the bridge that I've got left to deal with. Now, we're 2 months later, so the weather has changed. It is now cold and it is wet, so it's not going to be enjoyable. But yes, so with the bridge here, obvious damage, the handrails down on that side, handrails down on this side, and there's a couple of holes where planks have been damaged. Now that doesn't seem like a lot of damage. You think, okay, we can just repair that. Problem is, the entire of this side has sunk, and we don't quite know why. So by the time you started lifting it and taking things apart to find out what's going on, and then potentially replacing beams underneath, you might as well just replace the entire bridge. So, good news is, the insurance company have agreed. That's why it's taken 2 months, and they are going to pay for, I don't know if all of it or just some of it. Owner deals with that side of things. But I've got to deal with this entire area. There's a little fence to go around this pond here that I need to replace. But the bridge is the main thing. So, plan for today is to dismantle it and get this out of the way. I can then look at what's going on underneath it and what I need to do to start building back again. So I'm not going to go running in with the sledgehammer and smash this all up, because I do actually want to try and salvage as much material from this bridge as I can. Now obviously I'm not going to be using it on the new bridge, but there is still stuff here that is usable. So things like this fence panel, for example, there's nothing actually wrong with it, so that could be used elsewhere on the grounds. Now the way they've actually put these in place, I don't like the way they've done it, because they've put a couple of screws through the ends of the boards here into the post. You can see this one at the bottom, that was one screw, ½ inch in. That wasn't really going to hold anything. I'm amazed it lasted this long. So I will be changing the design when I build the new bridge. But yeah, so if I can dismantle this carefully, I've got the trailer over there. The idea is I'm going to stack everything in the staff car park, which is up that steep hill over there, so I can precariously balance it on the trailer over there. Hope it don't slide off as I go up the hill. So yeah, I'll set you up at one end and see how far we can get. Okay, well that's the bulk of the planks up, so let's take a quick break and discuss some of the things I found. So first thing is we'll talk about the pond. Now I already knew this, but it's technically 2 ponds. So this section here is about 3 foot deep, and the idea is this is for the animals that were in this enclosure. To prevent them from escaping underneath the bridge, there's a ridge that runs along, and the water level went down to about 1 inch. And then this section here goes back down to about 3 foot, because that is a reed bed designed to trap any of the waste that the animals produce before the water goes back into the river. So this has a constant water level. The water level is supposed to be about 1 inch or so below the bridge, so that should be absolutely brilliant. But for some reason we've got these piles of clay, and the bridge is built directly onto them or into them, which to me just seems bizarre. I mean, the bridge is 20 years old and it's lasted, which is just incredible, because I would have thought being that close to saturated soil constantly would just rot them, but they seem to have done okay. But yeah, so I don't quite know what's going on there. But the other thing that surprises me is you might be able to see there's a post there, post there, post there. They're 4-inch posts. They're original to the bridge. They're what supported that side of the bridge. On this side, you've got a half-round post there, 3-inch post there, half-round post there, 3-inch post there. Now, I added those because about 4 years ago, I noticed this side of the bridge was getting a little soft. And I put those in. I mean, yeah, it was a bit of a budge putting those in. But I don't think there's actually any support on this side. I think they built it onto these piles of clay, expecting the clay to support it. Which just, I mean, clay is not exactly known for its stability. So well, I'm not surprised that side went soft. But yeah, so it's not too much of an issue, because obviously I've ordered new posts. I'm planning on replacing the entire bridge. But yeah, so that was fun. We've got quite a few blocks and bits down here. Now I did wonder if the blocks were supposed to be underneath the bridge supporting it, but none of them seem to be in the right place. And I don't know what's going on at the ends, but there doesn't seem to be much support on the banks at either end. So I'm going to finish ripping this out, and my next task is I'm going to have to reinforce the banks there and create some sort of platform for the bridge to land on at either end. So yeah, right, I'm going to go and empty the trailer and get rid of that pile of planks over there, and then I'll come back and I'll carry on dismantling. I just spotted this as well, so yeah, it's quite a long span. It's about 7 metres, I seem to remember. So obviously you can buy timber that long. It's incredibly expensive, so usually it comes in about 4.8 metre lengths is the longest. So for them to join 2 pieces doesn't surprise me that much. But that's the piece of block that they put on there on all 3 of them. So this is a weak point here, right in the middle of the bridge. Yeah. Okay, I'm sure I can do a better job. Okay, well I'm fed up of being careful, so this should go okay as long as I don't hit any screws. So yeah, let's speed things up a bit. Okay, well I think that's enough destruction for one day. As you can probably guess, it's not actually that enjoyable doing this. The mud just makes everything slimy. The wood is all completely saturated, so it weighs 10 times heavier than it would do normally. So I've got the bulk of the stuff out of here. I've got a big pile of stuff over there that I need to deal with and tidy up. I'm struggling to get the stuff up the hill there because that's turned into mud as well, because where it rained early this morning, it's just churning everything up, so it's not going great. But yeah, I'm going to spend the rest of the day tidying this up. Next video, I'll have to start thinking about some sort of platform for either end, because I'm not happy building straight onto clay. That is just a stupid idea. But yeah, so like I say, I'll tidy up, I'll show you what it looks like at the end of the day. See you in a bit. Okay, well I've tidied up about as much as I can for today, but I'm rapidly losing light, so I'm going to have to stop now. So yes, these bits here, I've managed to move a lot of stuff, but these bits here are large and very heavy. Now, I'm struggling to move those with the lawnmower because the tyres on the lawnmower are designed to not have grip. They don't want to do any damage to the grass, and as you can see, everything's turning to mud. So as I'm going around the corner there, it's fine, but once I get to that corner to go up the ramp, it's just sliding, and I've not got any grip at all. So once I'm on the ramp, it's fine, but it's just that corner there is causing me a right problem. Now, I could go all the way down there, turn around and come all the way back again, so I'm heading straight on at the ramp, and that would work. But that seems a lot of faffing and a lot of effort for something that's not really in my way. So I'm going to leave those there. It doesn't matter how long I leave them there for, because even if they kill the grass, I mean, I'm churning it up and turning it to mud anyway. Plan is at the end of all this to reseed it and make it look nice. That might not happen till the spring, but we'll see. So from the stuff that I have taken up and got rid of, I have retrieved these boards here. Now these aren't going to be used structurally in the bridge, but I do need to do something to this bank here because I am not happy building from a mess of clay like this. So I'm going to put some posts in and use those boards to create some sort of shuttering. Then I can backfill that with gravel, and I've actually got something solid then to build the bridge from. So I'm going to have to do that on both sides. Now the posts you can still see sticking up out of the water. I did remove a couple of them. I did think about removing all of them because I'm not going to reuse them, but they're really quite solid. So my idea is I'm going to cut them off. I did contemplate hammering them down further, but I think that's going to be a lot of effort. So, but that'll wait for another day. But yeah, so hopefully you'll join me for the next video, which is going to be doing some sort of footings at either end. I'm not sure if I can call them footings, but yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not looking forward to it because that clay, I'm really not liking the look of it, and the weather forecast for this weekend is like hide inside, so it's not going to be good, but we can only do what we can do. So yes, right, well I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me next time, and I shall see you later.